the current time, arguments could be made that the present North Bay Police Services taxi bylaw does not govern ride sharing.
That is North Bay Police Chief Sean Devine during Tuesday morning's North Bay Police Services board meeting. Rideshare has been in the news in recent weeks, but the chief says ride sharing has been on their radar for the better part of the past 3 years.
We did pick up some telltale signs that the language that is written in the present bylaw is outdated, and so as of 2016, 2017, we employed a company out of Hamilton called BMA Consultants. They are actively involved and have done other reviews of taxi bylaws within the province of Ontario, so we engaged them. We have been, since January, in communication with BMA to consult them and have them come up and start the process in May of this year, and that consultation will include town hall meetings with both sides, so interested parties, including the cab company, will be invited to come forward and present their pieces and what they believe the changes should be. It'll be then taken back by BMA, and then they'll take the existing bylaw and rewrite.
Dennis O'Connor is the chair of the Police Services Board.
We can't stop anybody who decides they want to start a ride-sharing program. The only thing we remind people is we're going to come out with a bylaw, and that might affect somebody who's just starting up a program. And you got to remember, you still got to have insurance and background checks and everything else. So no, we don't have the authority to stop.
What is the intent of the board when looking to adjust the current taxi bylaw to include ride sharing?
The basic thing we're looking for is health and safety, because we got to make sure people have background checks to make sure they're taking people from point A to point B. So one thing is, we would probably, we haven't really studied it yet, but my guesstimate is that we probably would follow the taxi bylaw in some sense, but there might be some little bit of changes to it.
And it just so happens this Tuesday night is Council night. You can watch it live on your TV beginning at 6:30 p.m. City Council is expected to ask staff to prepare a report concerning ride sharing.
My preference, and it's really a council decision at the end of the day, my preference is the police services have already started that process, is just to leave it over to them, and that way they can have a comprehensive transportation bylaw that everyone can follow.
Is there any pressure from the taxi companies to go a certain way? Because when it becomes more competitive, people will likely choose a cheaper route, and taxi are going to lose business. Is there any pressure from the taxi industries to go a certain way or do a certain thing?
I haven't really heard from them, to be honest, Clarke. I think everybody's trying to wrestle with ride sharing and what it means to traditional businesses, but we're seeing that right across the globe. This new technology is disrupting traditional businesses that have always been there for, I wouldn't say centuries, but in the transportation business, probably over 100 years. But let's face it, the world's adapting, and you look at all the other cities out there like Toronto, the Ottawas, the Kingstons, even Sudbury, Thunder Bay. They're adapting to the new technology, and there's no question, even with the Ontario Supreme Court ruling, North Bay has to adapt as well.